With wide receiver, there's holes. There's holes in wide receiver. We talked about it already, man. Hey, uh, Stefon Diggs can play that X receiver role in some situations. We can't rely and put too much of a load on our rookie wide receiver, third round rookie wide receiver. De'Ami Brown's he's only good for like 3 games, man. Let's be honest. Jalen, come on, bro. He's a kick returner. And for some reason we disrespect, McCaffrey. For some reason we disrespect McCaffrey. In my opinion, could McCaffrey get open? But I digress. That's a whole nother conversation, man. It's a whole nother conversation. And not only that, not only there being a hole, you need competition. I need De'Ami Brown to gain some competition. I don't need De'Ami Brown coming back to DC and thinking shit sweet, thinking that his position is solidified. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Van Jefferson could push De'Ami, but Stefon Diggs will. Stefon Diggs comes into the room and he changes that whole dynamic. You know what I'm saying? You can say it's a good thing or bad thing, but at the end of the day, we all men. And if you can't handle it, please turn your key card in as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? I can't depend on De'Ami beyond 3 games. I'm sorry. And then we look at the cornerback role, the cornerback position. There's holes there. You need a playmaker. Amos is cool. But we're going to put Amos on the best wide receiver every week? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Himself coming off an injury. I can't trust Mikey for an entire season on the outside. Don't get me wrong. He plays better on the outside than he does on the inside. But he plays better on the outside, on the boundary, than he does as that nickel corner. But we got Ahmed Robinson to play that nickel corner. And even though Mikey Sanders still does play better on the outside, on the boundary, I can't trust him for 17 games. I can't trust Mikey for 17 games. We need more competition in that locker room when it comes to the cornerback room. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say we need a playmaker. You know what I'm saying? You need someone who can actually turn the ball over. And don't get me wrong, Mikey does that. Shout out to Mikey. But we need more. And I can't put all that on the shoulders. I can't put 17 games on the shoulders of Mikey Sanders still. That's crazy. There's going to be some weeks where shit, look, Philly might fuck around and keep AJ Brown, man. You think they drafted Mekhi Lemon to let AJ Brown go? No, you drafted Mekhi Lemon to create the big 3. You drafted Mekhi Lemon to have Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and Mekhi Lemon, and oh my God, we're not ready as a defense, respectively. With all the changes that we've done in the offseason, with all the additions and subtractions for the Commanders, we're not ready for the Philadelphia Eagles and where their roster currently stands. We're not ready for them. We're not ready for them. Everybody thinking AJ Brown gone. Okay. Okay. You see his coach, his former coach up in Foxborough, man, he on a hot seat. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, like these guys, man, like that's why I don't really take none of these guys' words for, you know what I'm saying, for gospel, man. Like, these guys could preach to you what you should do and how you should act in every situation. But when they get in the situation, they tucking tails. You know what I'm saying? They tucking tail up there, man. So you don't even know if AJ Brown is going to be a Patriot when it's all said and done. Like, Philly know what they doing, man. And they some sneaky niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Howie Roseman, sneaky. I need AP to get on this game, man. Come on, AP. I need you to get on your slick. Like, it just seems like Adam Peters. Don't get me wrong. Look, if Adam Peters ain't want to make no moves when it comes to the draft, as far as trade-wise, I respect it. But if he did want to make a move and he couldn't make that move, that's a wild situation to me, man. Because what that would say is that why can't you get a trade? Like why are we always taking, don't get me wrong, Tunsil has been good for us. You know what I'm saying? But we did get burnt with Marshawn Lattimore. Like, it's like you're only able to make a trade when you're, giving up draft capital and we're taking on a expiring contract and we're taking on a player that's up there in age wise. You know what I'm saying? Like, Adam Peters hasn't shown me that he's able to work the system. He's able to work that phone, man. AP, you gotta work that phone, man. You gotta learn to work the phone, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You can't walk in every room like you head honcho. Sometimes you gotta play to the skies, AP. Come on, AP. Sometimes you gotta play to the skies, man. You can't go in everywhere acting like you run things, man. You gotta also pay the piper too, man. Respect the guys who've been there before you. You'll probably get a little more respect. But at this point, at this moment, it doesn't look like AP is able to make the trades that would make the Commanders fans feel like they got the upper hand and they work their trade partner. The Eagles, every time it feel like the Eagles come up on the good side when it come to these trades, man. So that's about it when it comes to them. But this is where, it gets interesting at, man. Because Washington is actually the best fit for both players. Stefon Diggs gets a young ascending quarterback in Jaden Daniels. And you know what Stefon Diggs did last year with Drake May. You know what I'm saying? You know what Stefon Diggs did last year with Drake May. They went to the Super Bowl. Stefon Diggs was the number one target for that team. Stefon Diggs was not an issue in the locker room. Don't matter if he had Tusi on a boat. Don't matter if he beefing with his bitch. It don't matter, man. Stefon Diggs was not an issue in that locker room. And I'm tired of everybody always talking about he's an issue in the locker room. Issue, bro, like, I've never heard any teammate say anything crazy about Trevon or Stefon Diggs. It's always the outside chatter. And the outside chatter gonna be what it's be when you live in the life of a rock star. Come on now. Let's be real with this, man. You see Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel's not well, he's probably living that rock star life, but it's not like in your face. Of course, Stefon Diggs being a young black man, having, a couple of baby mothers in a certain time span, his current girlfriend and baby mother is probably one of the hottest, female acts out there right now. Of course, it's gonna have a lot more fodder. It's gonna have a lot more smoke to it. Man, Mike Vrabel doing the same shit, man. He fucking off on his wife, man, with Diana. Like, it's out there, man. You dig what I'm saying? So let's try to, decloud our minds of what we feel about, Stefon Diggs, because what we feel about Stefon Diggs is all from his personal life that has not yet ever interfered with, locker room, game time situation. You dig what I'm saying? So let's try to rewrite that narrative, man. But not only does Stefon Diggs get a young ascending quarterback in Jaden Daniels, Trevon gets to be reunited with Dan Quinn. Trevon Diggs gets to be reunited with Dan Quinn. Both get a fresh start in a city that loves stars. DC, we love our stars, man. We cannot get around it. And I ain't gonna sugarcoat it, man. Yeah. And that's kind of why Terry don't get the respect he deserves. Because we love the stars, man. We love the guys who are a little bit more out there. You know what I'm saying? And they come to a city that loves a city that they actually from. They from the area. You know what I'm saying? And Adam Peters gets two high impact players at positions of need. Flat out. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say when it comes to that. Two high impact players at positions of need.